Hi, this is Dave Chenault with Skylight Systems, and today I'm going to show you how you can integrate in production scanning into SharePoint Online. I'm going to be showing you CapturePro from Kodak as well as some Kodak scanners, but it could work with a lot of different imaging systems as well. The part of this that you should really focus on is how we've created a dynamic case management system with SharePoint Online and how we've been able to integrate scanning from the desktop and production scanners into the cloud. So let's get started. The first thing to notice is that we've got a list of cases here shown up in SharePoint Online. These cases have a lot of information in them and they have security around them, so you can attach emails, documents, you can have people come in and out of these things through the Member tab. And in one of the previous demos, I described how you can integrate in digital images from cameras and that kind of thing. So what we want to do today is we're going to take this case 5432. We're going to do some scanning of documents into that case and save those up and be able to OCR those as well. Now we can do this as a TIFF or a PDF, and I think in this case I'll use TIFFs, but I could also do a PDF. Okay, so let's just take a quick look at the documents that are up there now. I've got a photo. And now what I want to do is go ahead and start the scanning process and integrate this in. So what I'll do is I'll come over to CapturePro. And the first thing I want to do is select my scanner. This is software from Kodak, and we really like it. It's a very robust, full-featured scanning package, redaction, OCR, imaging adjustment, etc. Really what I want you to focus on today, though, is how we've used it to integrate into Office in the cloud. Okay, so let's go ahead and select this Kodak scanner. And then what I'll do is I'll select a job that's set up to scan paper and then take that into Office 365 that we created. So let me go and make a new batch. And you'll see some batches that we've got set up. One of them is OCR TIFF scan to sidekick365. Okay, so I'll go ahead and select that one. And then what I want to do is this one I think I'll make it color. So I'm going to keep the color in this as well. And now I'm ready to scan. So all I do is I hit my button here, and you'll hear in the background the scanner start, and you'll hear some pages go through it. Now I'm using some separators, so I'll end up with a few different, let's think of them as packages or jobs, right? So in this case I've got one page, but they could be multiple pages, and I've got three different packets that I've got separated with separators. So you can stick a whole stack of paper in this thing, shove it through. This scanner does 70 pages per minute, and you can see the quality is great. So the next thing I want to do now is go ahead and tag these. So I'll come in to my tagging utility, and I'll put in the job number that I've got, and this could be a drop-down list that we retrieve information from SharePoint Online, and I'll give it some different types. Okay, so there's my first one. My next one I'll put in the case number, and I'll pick the next type of document. And then finally I'll get my PDF, my TIFF file of a more rich document. And I'll make that one lean. Now again, these drop downs and this information I'm typing in could be zoned. You could select items. It could be populated from information in SharePoint. I just want to keep this demo as simple as possible. So let's go ahead and I'll save that information. And now I'm going to release this to the cloud. And what it's going to do is it's actually going to OCR all of these images. And I'm going to take that information and I'm going to stick it into columns in SharePoint. So I'm going to have all of that OCR'd info available for searching if it's a TIFF or a PDF or whatever. So it'll take a minute. We'll let the process run. And then what you'll see is I'm going to have a screen come up that'll challenge me to log into Office 365. Now I could automate that as well, but I wanted to prove I didn't have any tricks up my sleeve and show you that this stuff really is going into Office 365. While I'm doing that, I'll just open up the directory, and what you're going to see if I come into my my scans is I can see the files actually being created and being ready for me to be picked up. So let's scroll on down here, and I'll take a look at my directory where I've got all this stuff going in. And I call it Sidekick. And we'll look here in a directory in there called Images, and that'll have the actual files that are being scanned and OCR'd in. And what you'll see when it opens up is you'll see the TIFF files and the text files. So right now it's created the text. It's going through creating my TIFF files, and then soon I'm going to have my information ready to be loaded up to the cloud. So let's just look while we're waiting on that at one of these text files. So there's my PDFs that just, I'm sorry, my TIFF files that just came in. And I'm going to log in. But before I do, you can see I've got a little text file for each of these TIFFs, right? And what I'm going to do is grab those and stick them up in the cloud. And I've got a lot of stuff running on this workstation. I've got recorders and all kinds of things going. So, this can be very fast. It's just lots of load on my particular CPU right now. So I'm logging in, and it's going to, here's the magic. We're going to grab this information, and we're going to put it up into the cloud, and we're going to stick it into the 5432 case. And you can see here a little report that says the TIFF was loaded with the text. So let's go take a look at it. So if I come into that project, which was called Rec, I'm going to refresh it. So let's say I'm an insurance adjuster and I want to grab information, etc. about it. And now I can see that I've got a lot of good information here. I've got, a fancy TIFF file here. This one's pretty robust. Let's take a look at it. And then I'll show you the actual text that was extracted out of it. So it's a little free viewer called Alternative. And you can see the quality of the scanned image is very good. And you can see start early, is it too early to think about custom ideas, etc., right? So let's take a look, go back into SharePoint and see how we did on the OCRing of that. So what I'll do is I will sort these by the most recent, because those are the ones I want to see. I'll do descending. And I've got a column over here that we created that'll show the OCR stuff, right? So here we are. You can see how it's doing. Turned into a colorful fantasy, dramatic decorations, refreshments, etc. Is it too early to think about costume ideas for the party? And you can see it's pretty good, but you may have to do a little adjusting on it, etc. to get it perfect, because that was a kind of a funny font. Let's look at it. But I think this is a fair representation of sort of what you can expect and how it can work. And I will tell you that we are replacing very expensive systems with this today. We just replaced an expensive proprietary system that you see a lot of advertisement for in the .NET space. They have 178,000 images. They were spending quite a bit per month, and we replaced it with this system. They're scanning about a couple thousand images per week, doing exactly what I showed you here, and they're using it to manage leases. Okay, so I hope you found this useful and informative. And the product itself costs $10 per user per month, and then you'll just integrate in whatever scanning package you have or want to use. That's a separate fee. And then your Office 365. Office 365 SharePoint you can get as low as $5.25 a user a month, or it can go up to, $10, $20, $27. It depends what it is you want in your package for Office 365. But I hope you found this useful. My name is Dave Chenault. We're with Skylight Systems, and the system I showed you was sidekick365dcm.